Hey, what's up? It's Matt in Japan. Welcome back to my channel. And today we're taking a look at from Transformers Legacy Evolution, Buzzworthy Bumblebee. This is Origin Autobot Jazz. Very, very happy to get this guy in hand. So let's take a quick look at the packaging. Pretty standard fare for the Buzzworthy Bumblebee packaging here. You have the Generations logo, Takara Tomy, Transformers Legacy Evolution. Going down the side, Transformers, you see Origin Autobot Jazz, Buzzworthy Bumblebee, Hasbro, plastic-free packaging. There you see Jazz in his very cool looking Cybertronian alt mode. And you see Jazz peeking out the window there. Ages 8 and up, you see a picture of Bumblebee there, Prime, Megatron, and RC on the side. You have your product info on the bottom. You see a bigger shot of Jazz on the side there, and on the back is where we find our product images of Origin Autobot Jazz. His EVO Fusion gimmick is combining the gun here to make sort of a grappling hook weapon there. Very cool. He converts in 20 steps to his alt mode. And that is about it for the packaging. So yeah, without further ado, let's get Autobot Origin Autobot Jazz out of the packaging, see what he's all about. Alright, so here you have Origin Autobot Jazz out of the box, and let's take a quick look at his accessories before we get into his details here. He does come with a blaster, which is very reminiscent of the old G1 blaster we saw, and it's just cast in a black plastic, and it's pretty much the same on both sides. It does have a peg here for storage, which can easily store on the back here. There's a port there, and you can easily store his gun like so. Have it up like that, and give it a little bit of a, sort of a nice little silhouette there. And the other accessory he does come with, we'll leave that off to the side, is this tiny little sort of grappling hook, I guess you call it. And this does come, this does detach. So I didn't realize that detached, but it is two pieces. So you could actually have him, you know, shooting the grappling hook like that. So that's pretty cool, actually. Would have been cool if there was on like a little string or something and had like a spring trigger. Wishful thinking here. But anyways, the EVO Fusion gimmick is basically just combining these two and having sort of a long sort of grappling hook gun, and he can hold that very easily and just throwing that in there like that. So there is Jazz's EVO Fusion gimmick, just the combined mode there. So pretty cool. I'm just gonna do a quick comparison between this guy and the Buzzworthy Bumblebee, just bringing him in there just for a size comparison. That is how they compare. So very cool. Can't wait to get them both in their alt modes and see how they look. I think that's gonna be a really cool look, having both Cybertronian modes there. So anyways, getting Bumblebee out of the way there, and let's take off his gun. And let's get into Jazz's details here. First and foremost, that head sculpt is banging. Really nice head sculpt. I think out of all the Jazzes we've got of late, this is probably one of my favorite head sculpts. Very classic looking. Really nice dark blue visor, some really nice silver paint for the face. You get some nice molded detail all the way around, and very, very Jazz. Going down the front of this, on the chest piece, you get that really nice dark blue, the red Autobot logo there. You get some all done in white paint, some nice panel lining and detail on the front of the grille. You get some sort of almost darker blue translucent plastic for the headlights. Some nice red here on the bumper, which breaks up all the white there. And underneath here on the abs, you get some nice gray paint and a little bit of detail there. Going down the figure, not much until you get down to the legs. And again, you see that sort of dark gray paint. And some nice sculpted detail on the shins there. And also some really nice detail on the feet here. You have the light gray against the dark gray, and that is all done in paint. So really nice. That kind of breaks up all the white and the black. Otherwise, you know, not a whole lot. You do see some ports there on the top of his arms. But mostly that is how he looks from the front. Now the back is, you know, strictly his alt mode. So I'm not going to get into too much detail there. We'll see when he transforms. But yeah, for the most part, that is how the Origin Autobot Jazz looks. Just actually, this reminds me of, I picked up this little minifigure a long time ago, but it really reminds me of this, how the front of the chest protrudes out, and it's actually very accurate to this figure. So I thought that was very interesting. So very cool. So anyways, I'm gonna just bring him, put that guy over there, putting Origin Autobot Jazz there. Another comparison between him and the Studio Series Jazz. And there is a quick comparison there. So yeah, I think the Studio Series Jazz, you know, they're very different in their looks and their design and things like that. This guy seems a little bit bulkier, a little bit bigger. So I'm just gonna set him off to the side there, and then bringing my clunky old yellowing, falling apart G1 Jazz here. Hopefully he'll stand up here. Come on. Okay, there he is. So there is the Jazz family there. So Studio Series, original G1, the Origin Autobot Jazz, and a little minifig on the end here. So just a quick comparison between Jazzes in my collection. So yeah, let's pause and get into Jazz's Articulation. All right, articulation for Origin Autobot Jazz is as follows. Let's start with the head here. The head is on a ball joint here, so he does have some upward movement, some downward movement, a little bit of side to side. He can do the full 360. And on his arms here, again, it goes all the way around. There is a hinge joint here. He has an upper bicep swivel there. It can go all the way around. He has a, let's get his elbow situated. He does have about a 90 degree at the elbow. His hands, because of transformation, go in and out. So there's a pin there, but there's no swivel or anything on the wrist. So just getting his arms out of the way. There is a very fluid, very smooth waist swivel, which is very nice. And it doesn't get hindered at all because of the backpack. You can pretty much do a full 360 and not have any hindrance there, which is very, very nice. Always a nice thing. His legs go out about that far. He can do the full splits. He can kick back pretty far, but again, that gets hindered by the backpack. He can kick up that far. He has a 90 degree at the knee. And then he does have an upper thigh swivel, which is very tight. All the joints on this figure are very tight, which is it's always nice to feel that. Now he does have the ankle rocker joint, which is very tight, and it's very nice because it's on a separate, it's on a separate piece there. Would have been nice if they kind of molded something in here that, it does create that sort of ugly gap there, but we did see some figures that did, they implemented that sort of filler in there, but this guy does not have it. And also you do get a little bit of a toe articulation, so that's very cool as well. So a little bit of dancing on his toes for Jazz, very fitting, very fitting. So anyways, that is the articulation for Jazz. Very nice articulation here. So let's get this guy transformed into his alt mode, see what he looks like. All right, here we have Origins Jazz, all transformed in its very cool looking Cybertronian mode. This thing is so cool, so sleek looking. I just love it. And yeah, I was actually avoiding a lot of spoilers on the transformation because I want to find out for myself how it transformed. It actually is a very pretty ingenious transformation, I'm not gonna lie. Very, very cool. So, and the one great thing about it is you do have storage for the grappling hook. If you look under there, there's a port that you can just plug in the grappling hook there. So if you want weapon storage, that is very nice. Also, you can take his gun and you can mount it on the top for a more finished look. So there it is, very cool. So just showing you the look there with the gun on top. Let's take that off and take a look at his details here. Just all done in a very nice white plastic. Get a very nice big Autobot logo there on the front. All done in the white, and then you get the blue paint. And you have the front with that sort of same gray plastic we saw in Robot mode. You do see a little bit of the car mode underneath there, but not a big deal. And you see some very nice blue translucent for the windows. Going down, you see more of that blue paint here, a little bit of detail in the back. And this spoiler is just so cool. I just love the way that spoiler looks. Very, very sleek, very, very cool. And that's how his toes fold up on the back. And blast effect compatible. I'll probably show you some on the end there when I'm doing my comments. When I'm doing my final thoughts, I'll throw some blast effects on the back there. So very, very cool. He's just so sleek looking, so aerodynamic, very, very cool. Now the one thing is, like, when I first transformed it, there's a little bit of an undercarriage here. I almost wish this was a little bit flat. So like the way he sits now, he's just kind of like a little bit up, which isn't bad. Like, it's definitely like, kind of like he's like taking off or something. But yeah, it would have been nice if this was just a little bit more compressed, so you don't see sort of this under, if it was like, for example, like that, if you didn't see all that stuff underneath, would have been cool if it like sat flat. But not a big deal at all. So the comparison I wanted to make was with Origins Bumblebee. So there's Bumblebee and Jazz in their Cybertronian alt modes, looking so cool. Just love the way they look side by side. Very, very cool. Just do a quick size comparison there. Obviously, like two totally different shapes, but you can just see how they compare in size. So very, very cool. I've been waiting to do that comparison for a long time. Let's do this properly here. Let's get Jazz armed up there, and let's put Bumblebee's weapon on him too. So very, very cool. So yeah, this Origins Jazz, wow, what a figure. Very, very cool. Love the alt mode. The robot mode again is excellent as well. So very nice detail. Anyways, speaking of that, let's get into my final thoughts for Origins Autobot Jazz. Okay, so some final thoughts for Transformers Legacy Evolution Buzzworthy Bumblebee Origin Autobot Jazz as he stays in his alt mode, because I just love the Cybertronian alt mode, so cool. I did add some blue blast effects there for added effect, and I think that looks very cool. I also have Bumblebee in the background there. So yeah, I think this is a top-notch figure, very cool, all over 10 out of 10. I can't recommend this figure enough. Very cool. Both modes are great. Lots of playability, tons of articulation, and just a really cool addition to this Origins line. So anyways, this has been the video review for Buzzworthy Bumblebee Origin Autobot Jazz. This has been Matt in Japan. Thanks for watching. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day, guys.